In the headlines, relatives of victims of Kaduna Abuja train attack call for help as bandits release photos of victims. 7 abducted herdsmen regain freedom in Anambra. Adamawa Assembly declare lawmaker seat vacant over defection. And on the foreign scene, Russia halts gas supplies to Poland and Bulgaria. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I'm Darshan Hussaina Usman. Other news in detail. Family members of victims of the Abuja-Kaduna train attack have continued to cry out for help as abductors yet again released photos of the remaining victims. In the photographs released on Tuesday, 62 victims were seen in 4 groups, including children, aged men, and women. Chairman of the group of concerned relatives of abducted persons, Dr. Abdul Fattah Jimo, who confirmed the photographs, said all those displayed in the picture are the kidnapped victims. He appealed to the government and other relevant authorities to show leadership and courage by ensuring that the victims are rescued unhurt. An 83-year-old woman who is said to be suffering from diabetes was also among the victims with her daughter. This is the 3rd time the terrorists would release evidence that their captives are alive. Anambra Police Command says 7 out of 8 herdsmen allegedly kidnapped in the state on Saturday have been found and rescued. Police spokesman of the command, Tochukwu Ikenga, who disclosed this to newsmen, said the joint police and military patrol team found the herdsmen sitting in the bush unhurt on Sunday. They were found at Ogbene Ochuche Umodu in Ogbaru local government area of the state. Meanwhile, chairman of Miete Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, Southeast, Gidado Siddiqui, had alleged on Saturday that 10 herdsmen were kidnapped and 300 cows rustled in Ogbaru in Anambra. Siddiqui said the kidnappers demanded ransom of 4 million naira for the release of the abductees.
Those persons scattered all over the bush, even with the cows. So when they now saw that we are, it's actually security personnel, so they came out, and as I speak with you right now, the operation is still ongoing, and the bush where they were found, our men are heavily deployed, even with the military.
Some group of people around 1:30 went to the cattle settlement at a community called Obene. They open fire, shooting. When they are shooting, our men are sleeping. So when they start shooting, they wake up and start running. Unfortunately, one of them by name Shuaibu Magaji was abducted. The first victim that was kidnapped on that 22nd was nowhere to be found. We have not seen him dead or alive.
Gombe state government has raised an alarm over security threats in Wawa Zenge grazing community located in Duku local government area of the state. The state governor Yahaya Inua said raised the alarm when he hosted officials of the Institute of Security Studies at the Gombe state government. Ibrahim Ismail reports.
Officials of the Institute for Security Studies in company of participants of Executive Intelligence Management EIM Course 15 were in Gombe for research purpose. Governor Inuwahaya used the opportunity to speak on security situation of Gombe State and called for strengthened effort to maintain its peaceful status in the northeast region.
As far as our issue of our Zenge is concerned, I've mentioned in my own speech that there doesn't seem to be proper implementation and coordination, and the state cannot go it alone. We cannot prevent people from coming in, especially SDS can bear witness that the movements of those that have been pressed hard now in the northwest is becoming noticeable, and if care is not taken, it may turn to another semester because it's so big, so vast.
The Institute for Security Studies team said the research theme for the Executive Intelligence Management Course 15 is the global climate challenge, prospects and priorities for economic development and conflict resolution in Africa.
So in that wise, we are also here, sir, to tap on your repertoire of knowledge and encourage you to interact with us freely on this theme with a view to enriching our research findings. Therefore, permit me, ladies and gentlemen, the honor and kindly join me too in inviting His Excellency to deliver a paper and interact with the team.
Speaking earlier, the Director, State Security Services, Gombe State Command, appreciate the state government's effort in strengthening security.
Through your effort and your desire to have a peaceful state, Gombe is #1 as far as security is concerned in the northeast of the country.
Wawazangi Grazing Reserve is a 144,000 hectares of land located in Gombe North, bordering Bauchi State. Security intelligence has raised fears of possible invasion of the forest by terrorists. From Gombe, Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
Gunmen suspected to be political thugs in the early hours of Wednesday stormed the residence of the chieftain of the All Progressives Congress in Bayelsa State, Honorable Sunday Frank Oputu, and shot him dead. Daily Trust gathered that Frank Oputu, who had also served as state chairman of the Conference of Nigerian Political Parties, was assassinated at his residence at Bay Bridge Road, Yenagoa, the state capital. Frank Oputu, an ally of the former Minister of Agriculture, Senator Heineken Lokbobiri, and belonged to the APC faction in the state loyal to him, was shot through his window while asleep by yet-to-be-identified gunmen. Police authorities in Bayelsa State, who confirmed the gruesome murder of the APC chieftain through a statement by the police spokesman, SP Asinim Butswat, said the Commissioner of Police has directed operatives to intensify efforts to identify and arrest the perpetrators. A frontline presidential aspirant of the ruling All Progressives Congress and the Minister of Transportation, Chibuike Rotimi Amechi, has again assured that he will run an all-inclusive government that will bring about national cohesion if given the opportunity to lead the country. Amechi gave the assurance in Imo State as part of the consultations with party stakeholders in a bid to fly the party's flag in the 2023 presidential election.
You will ask why should they support us? How do I look? Just look at me and describe. Look at the how I look. I will come a young man. Exactly. You can approach me. There is no stars I did or exactly. You can come to me and I can talk to you. I can get angry with you. You can also. You can talk to me, careless.
You're a guy. You're a guy. Oh, a guy.
Exactly. Now, so I constitute the bridge between the old and the what? So, finally, I may be the youngest, I may be one of the youngest, but I'm the most experienced. Once you're facing here, now I faced it in Port Harcourt. Remember? Yes. As governor of Rivers State, what you are currently facing here, I faced in Port Harcourt. And I dealt with it. And I overcame it. Be rest assured that if we are given this power, we will ensure that we will overcome this crisis.
Come again by the grace of God, maybe as an aspirant or as a candidate.
As a candidate. As a candidate.
But one strong message I want to give is that there is a new spirit in the Southeast for our great party. You must have also heard that our second governor has also expressed interest to the president. So this is a contest between a brother and a brother. So when we enter the bedroom, we will resolve it.
Some protesters on Tuesday stormed the Adamawa State House of Assembly, barricading the entrance in a bid to stop the alleged plans by the Speaker of the House, Aminu Iya Abbas, to declare vacant the seat of a People's Democratic Party lawmaker representing Michika State constituency in the Assembly, Ayuba Joseph, for defecting to the All Progressives Congress. But his defection of Ayuba, announced on the 19th of April, has tilted that slim majority enjoyed by the PDP in favor of the APC in the state legislature. The development, which is brewing tensions in Adamawa State, has not gone down well with the PDP and her lawmakers, who had planned to use the day's sit-in to declare the defecting lawmaker's seat vacant.
These protesters here have come to register their displeasure about an alleged plot to suspend Honorable Ayuba Joseph, a former People's Democratic Party lawmaker representing Michika State constituency, who dumped the party for the All Progressive Congress in Adamawa State. The demonstrators temporarily barricaded the assembly and nearly disrupted the day's sitting before reinforcement of anti-riot policemen restored order. Honorable Ayuba, at the center of the crisis, speaks.
I had a rumor that they want to declare my seat vacant today, but I'm waiting for it to happen, because I was not the first person to defect. Most of them were already defected from APC to PDP. Nothing was done about him. Italia left ADC to APC. Nothing has done about that. But I don't know the reason that my defection is different from others.
Speaking further on his defection, the lawmaker popularly known as the police said he quit the PDP because he no longer felt accommodated in the party.
Recently, he gave money to PDP members to purchase form. I was excluded. He gave to 13 members. He refused to give me, which shows that I'm no longer important before them. That's why I decided to quit and join the APC. Because if you want to build a home and stay on sun, if you build a home, you need to stay under the shade. So, shade was not given to me. So I cannot continue staying under the sun. I must look for shade to cover myself.
Meanwhile, the Adamawa State House of Assembly has declared the seat of the member representing Michika State constituency, Joseph Ayuba, vacant for defecting from the ruling People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress. During Wednesday's plenary, presided by the Speaker of the House, Aminu Iya Abbas, the House, citing Section 109, subsection 1G of the Constitution, declared the seat of the lawmaker vacant by virtue of leaving his party under whose crest he was elected. Presenting the issue before the plenary, attended by 13 out of the 25 members, the Deputy Speaker, Pamwekwano Makondo, citing Section 109 of the Constitution, urged the House to declare the seat of the lawmaker vacant. Iya Abbas then requested Makondo to present the section of the Constitution, after which he put a motion for the declaration of the member's seat vacant. After the motion was moved and seconded, the Speaker declared the seat of the lawmaker vacant and asked the clerk to inform relevant authorities, including INEC, of the House decision.
It is evidently clear that the member representing Michika, Honorable Joseph Pada, last Saturday, the 23rd of this month, he has declared publicly to leave PDP to APC. For this reason, Mr. Speaker, he has violated Section 109, Sub 1, Sub G, and Sub 2 has given you that power, Mr. Speaker.
This section of the Constitution of Nigeria, 1989, has amended. The seat of one member of Michika is declared vacant. Clerk communicated to all authorities
A new guideline released by the leadership of All Progressives Congress on Tuesday says all political appointees who aspire to participate in its primaries election at all levels must resign at least 30 days before the conduct of the primaries. The new guideline automatically leaves some of President Muhammadu Buhari's appointees like Transportation Minister Chibuike Rotimi Amechi and his Labour counterpart Chris Ngige, who are gunning for the 2023 presidency with just 3 days to resign or forget their ambitions. This is in consideration of the fact that the APC primary election for the presidency, according to the ruling party's timetable, has been scheduled to hold between May 30 and June 1. By implication, the new guidelines have also put paid to the ambitions of other aspirants for different elective positions who have not resigned from their appointments as of April 25. Governorship, Senate, federal and state assembly primary elections to select APC candidates for the general elections, according to the party's timetable, will hold between May 18 and 23, meaning that appointees for such positions who are yet to resign would have lost whatever was left of their chances to contest in the primaries. President Muhammadu Buhari on Wednesday presided over the Federal Executive Council meeting at the State House, where he also saw in 4 permanent secretaries. The new permanent secretaries include Beatrice Jediagba, Kachalom Daju, Shehu Ibrahim, and Mary Ogbe. Present at the oath-taking were the President, Vice President, Professor Yemi Oshibajo, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, Chief of Staff to the President, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, and the Head of Civil Service of the Federation, Dr. Folasha Deyemieson, as well as some ministers. Shortly after the meeting commenced, the Cabinet observed a minute of silence for former Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Aviation, Tonye Graham Douglas, who died recently at the age of 82. You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up after the break. Cellular preparations amid economic hardship. Do stay with us. Welcome back and thanks for staying. Let's take a look at some of our top stories. You heard that relatives of victims of Kaduna Abuja train attack call for help as bandits release photos of victims. We also told you that 7 abducted herdsmen regained freedom in Anambra. Still in the news, the management of Kaduna State University has scheduled to commence full academic activities of the 2020-2021 academic year on May 9. The university, in a circular dated April 26 and signed by its academic secretary, Abdullahi Zubairu, directed all students and lecturers of the institution to resume academic activities despite the ongoing strike by ASU. The circular further advised all lecturers and students to adhere to the academic calendar. The industrial action has extended to 2 months, with the federal government yet to accede to the lecturers' demands. Some of ASU's demands include the release of revitalization funds for universities, renegotiation of the 2009 FGN ASU agreement, release of earned allowances for university lecturers, and deployment of the UTAS payment platform for the payment of salaries and allowances of university lecturers. People of Congolum are questioning the rationale behind the continued closure of the international border adjacent to their town. Congolum is a border town in Mayadwa local government area of Katsina State, less than 15 kilometers from the residence of President Muhammadu Buhari in Daura town. Abdullahi Yamadi completes the report.
Before the official closure of this border, Congolum town was a beehive of activities, with many businessmen and women engaged in import and export of goods and services. Today, those good old days seem to be in the past as businesses have closed, while many people are being exposed to untold hardship. The official announcement by the government that it was reopening some border posts rekindled hope in some areas that good times were coming back. But for the people of Congolum, there exists no such hope for now, since the border post adjacent to their town is not being reopened.
People that are patronizing us here, they're no longer coming. Even some of them, as a result of border closure, some of them run away with our money. So this thing is affecting our business.
You see, Congolum here, as a border town, is a very big place. We have people from different parts of this country doing their businesses here. People were very rich. We were doing very well. We were very comfortable before. But now, even what to eat, we are looking for what to eat now. We don't have anything. We are not comfortable. We have been rendered poor. So we don't know what to do. There is need for everything. What is the rationale for the continued closure of the border, since the area is largely peaceful? The people of Congolum are therefore appealing to authorities to have a rethink. You see, we were employers of labor before. We have some people under our businesses before. We employed people. But now we are jobless. We don't have anything. We are unemployed. So I think we need, the government needs to do something about this issue. Other places, their borders have been reopened, and we thought Congolum border would be the first border to be reopened, but yet it has not been reopened.
Why? Just manage it. Why? Because when they open border, Niger people will enter, so that we that are selling small things here, we can benefit from them. Sell our market, see our pure water, this slippers that we are selling, they are the one that's buying it from us. Since where they close border, just managing.
Congolum border town have more unemployed youth now than ever, but its residents are hopeful that the border close to them will soon be opened to revive their devastated economy. Abdullahi Ismail, Trust Television News, Katsina.
Debt Management Office says it has received 300 successful bids in the recently released Federal Government of Nigeria bonds offer. The DMO disclosed this in a statement on Wednesday, adding that the bonds offer were oversubscribed to the tune of 34.15 billion naira, 12.3 billion naira, and 143.08 billion naira, respectively. According to the statement, the first 75 billion bond offer received a total subscription of 108 billion, and the second 75 billion bond offer received a total subscription of 78.22 billion naira, while the third one received a total subscription of 222.76 billion naira. The DMO recently released 225 billion naira Federal Government of Nigeria bonds for three different categories as follows: 75 billion naira FGN bond at 13.5% interest rate due in March 2025, a 75 billion naira billion bond at 12% interest rate due in April 2032, and a 75 billion naira bond at 13% interest rate due in January 2042. As the Ramadan fast comes to an end in a few days, Nigerians across the country will be traveling to different states to be with their loved ones in the spirit of the season. However, the inflation and insecurity, how smooth will the journeys be in terms of safety and cost? Chamunda Bang has more.
One of the most affected sectors by the recent inflation in Nigeria is the transport sector. This has made the cost of transportation to almost double across the federation. Tied to the cost of transportation is the issue of safety while traveling, especially by road. Recent cases of attacks on trains, kidnappings and robberies on the highway, among others, have combined to make traveling within the country a nightmare.
The insecurity on the road is becoming too much, more especially on the Lokoja Okene Azeks. Kidnapping and robbery is becoming too much, and especially on the Edo side, Edo State, on the Chubo route, Delta Line route, it's becoming too much because most of the times we that travel at night, we encounter robberies. Sometimes they kidnap our passengers, they take them inside the bush, and then I'll tell them how many million they will bring. It's becoming too much. At least we'll beg the government to find a solution.
It's very on the high side. Like, I think because of the fuel increment and the insecurity, so I think it's affecting both our drivers too. It's making everybody want to hide away. They want to go once and not go in the night, and so maybe go once. That going once, they want to take the money they would have used in going for 3 trips. So it triples the price of our transportation.
What I do now is on a trip, I try to save because cost of things have gone up. A fuel that we buy for 9,000 before, now we buy for 13,000. So what I do on each trip, I save a particular amount for maintenance. Because if I said, oh, I want to wait till when the car will be faulted and start looking for money, it's going to be held.
In the face of these challenges, Nigerians are asking for security on the highways to enable them travel safely. Chamun Dabeng, Trust TV News, Abuja.
And finally, away from Nigeria, Russian energy giant Gazprom says it has cut gas supplies to Poland and Bulgaria over the refusal to pay in rubles in a statement on Wednesday. The Russian energy giant said it has completely suspended gas supplies to Poland's PGNiG and Bulgaria's Bulgargas due to non-payment in rubles. In a statement on Wednesday, the Russian energy giant said it has completely suspended the gas payment. Both Ukraine and the EU say Russia is using energy to try and blackmail countries supporting Ukraine. Bulgaria accuses Gazprom of breaching its contract, while Poland says it can manage the situation. The EU is holding emergency gas talks to decide how to respond, but says it has contingency plans in place. The cutoffs are the first since Russian President Vladimir Putin's announcement last month that unfriendly foreign buyers would have to transact with Gazprom in rubles instead of United States dollars and euros. The demand was a response to international sanctions over its war in Ukraine. With this, we've come to the end of Trust News Update. Don't forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Dashan Husseina Usman. Thanks for watching.